Now to southern Israel over the border, where Israel says it's sending military reinforcements. It's called up 300,000 reservists, where it's preparing for a major assault. The military's been reporting that it's retaken control of the border towns, which were overrun by Hamas fighters on Saturday morning. The army says some isolated fighting is ongoing.
The state of Israel and the army are now responding to a criminal and cruel attack by Hamas. The intrusion of terrorists into the private homes of civilians, from people in the Gaza Strip, and the taking of women and children. This is murderous terrorism. Therefore, we are attacking, pursuing and harming anyone who took part in it. And that's how we'll continue. I know that the past day has been hard. The price is heavy. I know that there are many questions and much frustration. But the important thing, we are now focusing on going forward with assistance and resolving problems. We have civilians, security forces, our soldiers killed, injured. Some of them are in the hands of the enemy.
Charles Stratford is our correspondent in southern Israel. He's in Netivot there. Charles, first of all, talk us through the troops that you've been seeing building up, massing there on the southern border.
Yeah, Laura, it can only really be described as a massive troop build-up. The weaponry that you can see behind me now, these are Israeli APCs, armoured personnel carriers, of course, designed to take infantry, soldiers into the battlefield and protect them as much as possible. In addition to those APCs, what I'm looking at now, in front of me, I can see soldiers coming in on Humvees, Jeeps, Range Rovers. We are seeing an increasing troop build-up as we go into night. We've seen tanks, mobile artillery pieces, self-propelled mobile artillery pieces, big guns. So in all intents and purposes, it does seem as if there is going to be some sort of invasion into Gaza. And if these troops and if this equipment is anything to go by, then it's pretty large scale. Meanwhile, the airstrikes continue. It's an incessant barrage of booms that we hear, smoke rising behind me along the Gaza Strip border, which is a couple of kilometers in that direction. It's fighter jet after fighter jet coming from this direction round, dropping their payloads. Helicopter gunships as well, firing rockets into the Gaza Strip. So, as I say, all indications are that they are gearing up, the Israeli military are gearing up for a serious escalation and pushing into the Gaza Strip. Whether, in fact, it happens this evening or in the next 24 hours, 48 hours or so remains to be seen. But in military speak, it certainly seems as if they are softening up their targets. And it is the civilian population inside Gaza that, of course, is suffering the most.
Absolutely, Charles. As you talk about those sorties into Gaza, we can see the widespread destruction of those airstrikes on buildings inside the Gaza Strip. Towers, residential apartments, they look like completely destroyed by those airstrikes, which have been ongoing since the Hamas operation into Israel, into southern Israel, where you are, Charles, on Saturday morning.